Hare Krishna, and we are back with Kṛṣṇa, the Reservoir of Pleasure, by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, page number 13. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that one who is Buddhi Yukta is Mani Shinach. Buddhi Yukta is Mani Shinach. This very word is very significant. Manishi means thoughtful. Unless one is thoughtful, he cannot understand that he is not this body. But if one is a little thoughtful, he can understand, oh, I am not this body. I am consciousness. Sometimes in our leisure time we can see, oh, this is my finger, and that is my hand, and this is my ear, and this is my nose. Everything is mine, but what am I? What am I? I'm feeling this is mine and that I am. Simply a little thought is required. Everything is mine. My eyes, my finger, my hand, my. And what is the I? The I is the consciousness which is thinking this is mine. Now, if I'm not this body, then why should I act for this body? I should act for myself. This is so brilliant, isn't it? Why should I act for the bodily demands? I should act for myself. Oh my god, I love this. I love this. Okay. Then how can I work for myself? What is my position? I am consciousness. What kind of consciousness? But what kind of consciousness? Subordinate consciousness. I am part of the supreme consciousness. Then what will my activities be? My activities will be under the guidance of the Supreme Consciousness, just as in the office. The managing director is the Supreme Consciousness, for example. In the office, everyone is working under the direction of the manager. Therefore, the workers have no responsibility. They have only to discharge their duties. Either pious or impious duties, never mind. In the military line, too, the order of the captain or the commander is there. The soldier has to execute it. He does not consider whether it is pious or impious. That doesn't matter. He simply has to act. Then he is the real soldier. He acts in that way and he gets his reward. He gets title and honor. He doesn't care. The commander, he says, just go and kill the enemy. And if the soldier does it, he is rewarded. Do you think that by killing one gets the reward? No. It is for the duty discharged. Similarly, in the Bhagavad Gita, the situation is that Kṛṣṇa is instructing Arjuna to kill the enemy as a matter of duty. Kṛṣṇa is the supreme consciousness, and Arjuna only has to discharge his duty according to the order of the supreme consciousness. Similarly, I am consciousness, a part and parcel of the supreme consciousness. So, my duty is to act according to the will of that supreme consciousness. For example, my hand is a part of my body and is moving according to my consciousness. It is not moving in its own way. As I want, my hand moves, my legs move, my eyes open and see. So I am dictating, and these parts are working. Similarly, we are all parts and parcels of the Supreme. When we train ourselves to move and act in accordance with the Supreme Consciousness, then we become transcendental to all these pious or impious activities. That is the technique. What will the result of this technique be? We will become free from the bondage of birth and death. No more birth and death. Modern scientists and philosophers do not think about these four things: birth, death, disease, and old age. They set them aside. Oh, let us be happy. Let us enjoy this life. But human life is meant for finding a solution to this bondage of birth, death, old age, and disease. If any civilization has not found a solution to these 4 problems, then it is not a human civilization. Human civilization is meant for finding a complete solution to these things. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Karmajam buddhi yukta. Karmajam means whenever there is action, there will be some reaction. If one acts in badness, there will be a bad reaction. But reaction, either good or bad, is, in the higher sense, all suffering. Suppose that by good action I get a good birth, fine bodily features, and a good education. All these good things that I may have. But does that not mean I'm free from material pains? The material pains are birth, death, old age, and disease. Even if I am a rich man, a beautiful man, an educated man, born in an aristocratic family, I still cannot avoid death, old age, and disease. So, we must not be concerned with pious activities or impious activities. We must be concerned with transcendental activities only. Haribol! That will save us from this bondage of birth, death, old age, and disease. That should be our aim in life. We should not be hankering after good or bad things. For example, suppose one is suffering from some disease. He is lying in bed, eating, answering nature's call uncomfortably, and taking bitter medicines. He always has to be kept clean by the nurses. Otherwise, there is an obnoxious smell. While he is lying in these conditions, some friends come to him and ask how he is feeling. Yes, I'm feeling well. What is this well? Lying in bed uncomfortably, taking bitter medicine and unable to move. Yet, despite all these inconveniences, he says, I'm well. Similarly, in our material conception of life, if we think, I'm happy, that is foolishness. Haribol! Seriously. Here comes there's this movement called body positivity, right? So there's like this, material life positivity that no matter what you're going through, even if you honestly can tell yourself, wow, I am miserable. You have to put on an act as if you're so happy in that. So this is exactly this description. There is no happiness in material life. It is impossible to have happiness here. In this condition, we do not know the meaning of happiness. That is why this very word is used, manishinach, thoughtful. We seek happiness by some extraneous, artificial means, but how long does it last? It will not endure. We again come back to sorrow. Suppose by intoxication we feel happy. That is not our actual happiness. Suppose I am made unconscious by chloroform and I don't feel the pain of an operation. That does not mean I'm not having an operation. This is artificial. Real pleasure, real life exists. Haribol! As is commanded in the Bhagavad Gita by Sri Kṛṣṇa, the thoughtful give up the reactions of work, being situated on the level of pure consciousness. The result is that this bondage of birth and death, disease and old age comes to an end. This end is in union with the true identity, Kṛṣṇa, the reservoir of pleasure and eternal bliss. There, indeed, is the true happiness for which we are intended. Haribol! Wow, this is just... The next chapter is called Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Lovable Object. And I think we should start tomorrow, and we should really try to think on this thoughtful ideas. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and the link to this book is in the description. And I'm sorry there is no soft copy here, because this particular edition, it's different from 1970s edition, so you can order the hardbound or you can listen to the podcast. So thank you, and we shall see you next time. Hare Krishna.